the institutions concerned disrespect the facts. This is where we are. I want to thank you for coming. And I assure you once again that you are free to go to any quarters and find out what you need to find out. This is the situation. All what we are saying, I'm not declaring myself the winner. All I'm saying is what we want is to go back to the Gambian people, and this is where I stand. Today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow for a billion years. Thank you.
And you all know we're all warming up to the official Open Mic Festival list, and I'll be revealing it right here, right now. But for now, I'm dressed by Medun Gay, Staff It. Go get yours. He is crazy with the creativity. Let's get on with the first music video, and he is on the official Open Mic Festival list. He is no other than ST Berkama Boyo, who's been on the list for 5 years, making it 6 this year. ST 6 times on the Open Mic Festival list. Enjoy this piece, now featuring Jalimari.
Hey Gambia, ntulkan na kuoli ke alabolong ST Gambian Dream Brikama Boyo. You know, it's all about the Open Mic December 30th Muntolong Independence Stadium. Adiamo man siya ko tenke. Mukana fo moe nga chokala. Luobe lula ate doyal.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Jalimadi Brikama Boyo Danyina lela na ndunte jam falana itele uluna itele na fengo betina manju tuilana inene mambalana na duta fomo bebo taida male ka fonyena itele ulu ejika beto dinna ninga kuja oke ikonye fatanyina nasula fengol na ya bedi na enin kanomi tana fonka funyonya kabonna otodoe dunde ni tete manna nelde sonna kanyim fili no min fil dol nene talo na ngabajele mili etimol fay dol be ta konna dol be bulo ko sile talie dol be donna dol kapata min takidi ngona kuona wonene telonna isa dunia la dunia ka ba mane de sanna anin do nene te kanna ndaji ko nene te banna wala na nike kana pisal ta ka ura ka bo wena
Meanwhile you're dancing to this music and trying to figure out these lyrics. Meanwhile you're drinking and having fun. Watch out, the revolution come. Better be a part of the solution. This might be the final confrontation. Better awake to this reality. This is no time to lose your sanity. Cause by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. Killing the children in Soweto, turning El Salvador in a one big ghetto. a revolution. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. Now you kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today for you, tomorrow your sorrow. Revolution for the poor, a change must come. Either by the Bible or by the gun. A change must come, a change must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. And capitalists. Food, clothes and shelter have no politics. The Almighty Creator belongs to no religion. Ideologies won't bring about the solution. Now turn to the Psalms in the Bible and show me your AK-47. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we find a solution. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we start a revolution. There must be a solution, a revolution. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. In El Salvador, by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. In Nicaragua, by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come.
We will not have any problem on our part. And all the things you've said is precisely why you meet Gambia, a peaceful country, where you hardly recognize that there is conflict. Prior to the declaration of results, we had election campaign. And prior to the election campaign, we had many parties with diverse political programs. But because we do not have a second round of voting, we felt that if the opposition splits, then it is easy for the incumbent to have a right. We decided to come together in the spirit of national unity, in the supreme interest of the country, to have one person to stand. Because this is a country which has never changed through the ballot box. And we felt that we should make history together and facilitate that change. So throughout the campaign, what we told our electorate is that we are trying to unify a nation, unify the ethno-linguistic groups, unify the religions, unify the gender, unify everybody so that this country can have a new start. That is the ethos of the coalition. In the campaign, we told our supporters that selecting a leader who will be entrusted with the responsibility of managing our resources, our military apparatus, security apparatus, to ensure that we have progress and freedom, does not require insults, does not require conflict. What it requires is sober minds capable of making informed choices. So all the predictions that the campaign will lead to violence, of course, as you know, there was no violence during our campaign. You will see the current president-elect and the incumbent having their convoys going side by side That's what happens during the elections. So we went up to the declaration of results. And the incumbent called the person who was declared the winner and said in no uncertain terms that what happened is the verdict of the people and the verdict of God. And then said his doors are open, let him create the agenda, and there will be cooperation to facilitate a smooth transfer of power. As you said, everybody jubilated. The unexpected has happened. Gambia has made history, both the incumbent and the president-elect. And that's how we conceived it. We decided, after that, to have a liaison. And the incumbent created a liaison. He accepted that he was going to be an outgoing president and the president-elect will be the incoming president. And the liaison started working. They had an agenda to see what to tidy up, such as the release of prisoners, those who are in detention with that, to tidy up so that it will be a goodwill gesture as we move towards the inauguration. We also agreed that we'll form two teams, transition teams. The president-elect formed his team, wrote a letter to introduce the team to the incumbent. But on the day that the letter was to be handed, they said, an announcement is going to come. So wait for the announcement. And what was the announcement? I reject the elections. I've annulled it. We are going to have fresh elections under a new independent electoral commission. Those were the words. We, from the very beginning, told our electorate and everybody that the rule of law, good governance, human rights, respect for human rights, democracy, these were unnegotiable. We will consolidate it in this country. We believe that the Independent Electoral Commission is the only authority empowered by the Constitution to declare results and to declare a winner. And that has happened. That's the language of the Constitution. If anybody wants to reject results, fine, you can form an opinion. But if you want to challenge it, you go to the courts. And you have 10 days to do that, to the Supreme Court. That was not the way he took. The road he took was to reject, annul, and declare that there will be fresh elections under another independent electoral commission. That you should note. That is the route he took, and that is the source of the crisis. When that declaration was made, and a threat that he will not tolerate any demonstrations, the coalition met, reviewed the words, reviewed the letter, reviewed the spirit, and we saw that the spirit was no longer calling for peaceful transfer of power. It is calling for confrontation. And the coalition said that it is not interested in confrontation. It will not take part in confrontation. No demonstration will take place because the Constitution will prevail. The language of the Constitution says that the Independent Electoral Commission will declare the winner. But since election takes place within 3 months before the end of the term of office of the incumbent, we read the Constitution well, got our legal advice properly, and knew that the incumbent is still effectively the President of the Republic of the Gambia until his 5-year expires.